Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Monkas here. In today's video I'm going to be talking about the tech stack that we're going to be using to build Questionly. Now you can see the tabs open at the top, so you've probably already guessed, but I will be giving a brief description as to why I'm using these things. Additionally, if you haven't subscribed, you can be part of future giveaways if you do subscribe and become part of the community, and you can see other things I post. If you don't want to do that, then that's cool too. So I actually want to move this up into the top right corner. Probably don't even need all of that. That's probably better. Okay, so Django REST framework is the #1 thing that we're going to be using, and that's just because I love it. It's easy to use, like Python. While it is Python, it's not necessarily the best thing that exists. It uses an ORM. Some people might complain it's slow, but the way I see it, unless I'm going to be literally having billions of users, it's probably not going to be Django that slows me down, and that seems to be the consensus in the community. You could use things like Golang, which is much faster, but at the end of the day, the REST framework documentation is great. I already know how to use Python, I already know how to use Django, and I've used the REST framework in previous jobs too. So that's pretty much why we're going to be using Django, and more specifically Django REST framework. The front end and back end are going to be separated. So the front end is going to consist of Vue.js, and we're actually going to be using the Vue command line interface tool, and I really like that because what it's going to allow us to do is going to allow us to have basically each view is going to be its own file, and I'm probably not going to play around too much with components yet. Again, it's just something that I know works. I know how to build a basic authentication system. You've got the router, which allows you to navigate, and Vue.js is just really nice, and once again the documentation is really nice. I'm not a fan of Angular, for example. I've used that in a previous job and I really did hate it, so I apologize. And I've never used React, and I really do subscribe to this whole I don't necessarily care about what the best technology is. I care about what technology I know I can use to build something as fast as possible. And then when you've tested something and it needs to be reasonably good, but really you're just trying to see what works and try and improve from there. Everything is viable. And close this down. So that's Vue.js. On top of this, we're going to be using Bulma for our CSS framework. I only used this recently through some videos I was watching, but I really like it. It allows you to do some really cool things, really easily, and it integrates nicely with the Vue.js structure. And it's really going to be page-based components is essentially what I'm using. I forget what the name is in Vue, but every Vue file itself will be self-contained, which will make it nice and easy to maintain whilst it's a small project. So you can create hero banners, and the documentation is pretty good. You've got an overview, you can have flexbox using columns, you can create easy forms and all sorts of stuff. So that's going to be pretty much it. On top of that, we are going to be using DigitalOcean to deploy. And I've used this once before, and the reason I love it is just because you're just basically given an SSH, you're given an IP address that you can SSH into and just have a normal Linux server that you can set up, so like Ubuntu, and that's going to make it really nice and easy, and that's really all we need in order to do this. So yeah, check these techs out if you haven't used them, and again, I'm doing this video just to be really sort of thorough, and if I were to say why am I using this, it's because I'm somewhat familiar with it. I know I can build something quickly with it, and to me that's more important than necessarily picking the best technology out there. So that's it. So subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment if you've got some ideas for what this app should be, and yeah, actually, if you subscribe and become a member of the community, what I might start doing is sort of allowing you guys to choose what the next video is. So there'll always be options of what you want the next video to be. That could be fun. So thank you for watching, and bye.